power beyond $7,000 is? Africell has done it again. The limit to buy cash power is now up to $30,000. Oh yes, $30,000.
Buy all the cash power you want from your AfriMoney account by dialing *777#.
Where Africell goes, nobody dares to follow.
It's an amazing offer. Africell mobile money just got way better. The threshold for cash in and cash out on your AfriMoney has been increased.
Where it used to be 10,000 per transaction, now it has been increased to 30,000. Meaning, your AfriMoney account, you can now withdraw and deposit up to $30,000 at once.
Cashing in and out just got 3 times easier. For more info, call 777.
Where Africell goes, nobody dares to follow.
Traveling has never been this simple in the Gambia. Oh yes, you don't need to visit the GTSC depot just to get a ticket. Just download the Yonna Wallet app today and enjoy hassle-free bookings. With Yonna Wallet, you can buy your GTSC bus ticket right from your phone, anytime, anywhere. From Kanifing to Dakar, Dakar to Banjul, or up-country routes like Kanifing to Basse and Basse to Banjul, Yonna Wallet has you covered. No queues, no stress. Just safe, fast, and convenient ticketing at your fingertips. Choose comfort. Choose convenience. Choose GTSC with Yonna Wallet. Yonna Wallet. Your money, your way. GTSC. Moving the nation forward. For more information, please call 1124 or 221-1668.
Diwli lanni maro lanni
fop lanni
awa joni mi anda honno gerde ten e ngaldo sabu e ngaldo Ibrahima jonnal taw joni mi anda se yahay kapitiki nyawloden ha humpondire e makko est ce qu'on non e warude
waden no awa
ane ko de Ibrahima ma ko to woni
mo Amerique
ko America woni kare humpitaki fi be musibe men Baluwo be andanda kala ko wawda wonde e aduna si arrivi e juude mabbe a jonnay do dépassement Gambia har no weebi ayata kadi taw ko mbudi din no jawi walla no jippi be halantama ko kala ko falda ko reese sengo nyamete ili nebba maro basal pomme de terre kala ko rewi don a hendo to har no weebi kadi wona dum don tu be abbe jondira e mobile phone siko dum kadi laptop kala ko wayrode di ay kasbawa be wawma jonnude kadi sa vala umpitade ko weebi yetti Google account ma joni data ton wada download app mabbe on ayay kala ko humpi ma e mabbe ton be weebi ama
ka wonda woy aduna on
kala ko wawda
a jonnana e wondo kaleji men Gambia do dépense
harano weebi hama si dum no fono nebi immo den joni mi dota ma ka place mabbe janno
waden joni
iya heba ko fala
waden fisam
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Approved Services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051 or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Jamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Jamano Money Transfer.
Looking for the perfect home away from home in the Gambia?
Welcome to BC's Residence, your ideal short-stay apartment in the heart of Bundum. Whether you're visiting for business, pleasure, or an extended stay, BC's Residence offers you the comfort, convenience, and privacy you deserve. Enjoy spacious, well-appointed accommodations in a peaceful neighborhood just behind Nusrat High School. Our residence combines modern amenities with authentic Gambian hospitality, ensuring your stay is both comfortable and memorable. At BC's Residence, you are not just booking a room, you're finding your perfect base to explore all that the Gambia has to offer. Ready to book your stay? Contact us today. +220 941414 BC's Residence at gmail.com. BC's Residence, Bundum, behind Nusrat High School. Your comfort is our priority.
la baraka bake tel men Kerr Fatou jibe Politic Kaacha men kanale talata fele murtanan ko dege kana ka programme di yalla même Politic Kaacha ka jiber lal tentu bake kal jayi al ka wato men ta ka bula programme o noma men yalon ko wolle ka commando ke programme o nyindo ka fali ala baraka wala contribution o nyi aka dianya bake andu wonyama fan ka munda wato men ke lan juro wala mbokal be la commandiro tano bari ngal be la call appreciate le andu wonyama ka fali ala baraka al ka bula programme o noma nyame ko deke afele murtanan dama yalon ko nimmo ko tengol natana Politic Kaacha banko la ko wala me yalon ka kuma yata bake wato be la ko wol men be kerim banko kan ka wolle Kaacha le jang andu wala programme o nyi kuma yande bake bara telefona na jibe wala en sindi na jang because nen ka si jang album boka jibe ka bondanti nano ja wonyama alla jibe ro mo fennete mi yalon ka kuma yanya bake men fanan kila wato bila ka fam fe programme ni do ka fo telbe ya baraka bake ay kanana njamen prunga Kaacha banko la ko wala mbe bula la wolto trom enen jibe la le ñu kontom lu wolum wala talata men ka programme di yalla drom wala tati Ibrahima Jara andu wonyama men be fe studio kono mo honorable Demba Ali Jawalte mi yalan ko former minister le mati me jibelo ke kibari janjang la karola veteran journalist lem andu wonyama ka diama ko wol fanana me yalan ko wolle be kerim banko nyin kan ka fay a baraka bake anara programme moto nyama Mr Solo Dabo wala mole mati mi yalan ko kamonda fahamuro soro ni nara gadin do ko wala ani membe den sen wo fangala karola me yalan ko akuma yata nyabake al yalon nañ waden kono ministry bunda men ka jibero ke julayane safaro la karola ya fole ko temporal ban wala mi yalan ko wala kamonta ya tonne follow membe dending kamonta jaboning pompetero nyi kamonta match karotli follow ibe wol londi la follow fo kare saba wucho nyi ngono purukaje kamonta ka sembentu yandiro ke molla men ka seno ke banko nyi kanja wonya ma te ba fola nyale itel men ka do ko ke jabola fanala anim pompetero wala potato men ni wasifal mulunda nyi mona firi telier ani wonya ma fo kamonta febe la fela ba man sakunda e silo wala momo men lafta ka kamonta nyi fengol dundi na banko nyi kay si dundi no la so nabe ka chala bake membe dendi wo fanna nyin nan fana be funding kel ma ko no la nyaadi le garden do ko la Mr. Lamin Juwara atemu karandirlal te University of the Gambia and wajama fam politiko aka wala bondi molle nyoto ko wolto mi yalan ko wala be kering al yalan ngin loko mi yalan ko mbote wala ko no c'est pras e kere bundade mi yalan ko suman dro ke banko nyin kan andu mo nyama mo bebe la lotu la fokane National People's Party NPP diamata ko nyina ko se wota bake so ve nyina ko dole tot ya sotar dal so fanna dol to mi yalan ko ye wal highlight la amande wodam mala Gambia man sakuna bi katambe ni ministry bundala men ka jibero ko kibari janjang la karola e fanan diamuta ku jamal la mi yalan ko wollebe suman dro ko wala molla miral yani nada nakare yani tapale yala man sakunda ya fole ko man fanko marakuke do ku soto baliya anim fanan molla jiko lan wala jiko ni lanna ni nata nyaton ka yala karola wal mu fennete mi yala ngo banku dingol diamata men ye so taro soto wo fanal nyina man sakunda fana yela load la yitande ka fo ya manke koy ba baykanne ku wolto mi yala ngo wolle findaw suman doro bari fana yela load la yitande ku wolto mi yala ngo wolle be dende molla miral yalla anital bekkata ku wol men ke kan banku dingol le sulo yitande fanal men o nyama ka fal si drum ali relax na programme woni kamunda be tarra jam fo montro wati kilin hapo and wo nyama janimbe findila lano yalla tal membe jibero la pour alfanasi commandro keno programme wonyento wonyama honorable abaraka bake inara programme to nyamen ko teke
abaraka bake Ibrahim content bake fana ngamru na njan ila yim programme.
Thank you so much for coming solo abaraka inara programme to nyamen ngama nyanan sinya follow di taben kafugam fi
alhamdulillah rabbil alamin sewa rabat kana jadi kaca na fanala mikaba dadi no la karola.
Thank you.
I'm very pleased to go.
Mr. Juwara, thank you so much for coming again.
Abaraka back in Murutanan, Kerr Fatou, this program.
Thank you, Juwara. Honorable, surprise la sobe ngari yaji kele report ni yakarane faka pare ku wolto mi yalon ko wolle findila nga commencé ning fanna folula mi yalon ko wolle be dending kamunda molla karola ila miral ya karre fayola karola abe laare nyadile ko mo jama baye men fo wolem e be jikirin ko president baro wolem moti mi yalon ka be ganyala o kabiri go fara drop NPP ay keta multi mi yalon ko ya ko woni jura baake oppositional ben joko UDP wol fanan diya mutala kela lodula yitande ngay be jidi ci vraiment lodula jele mi yalon ko wol ya bayle koy mo multi mi yalon ko se place la fa kela stani lafta wala undermine la sobe nying membe denni nying karola ngam fo etem ite ya je nyadila anay wona frite
Abaraka bake Ibrahim actually even janning seprasa sove be findila mo jama ya fole ko kol be nyamente politiko be nyamen definitely ni election moltata election la President Barole eksoto pour atle ba win la mo jama ya fole janning seprasa so aboko seprasa la ning sove ya confirm do mo jama e men fodal. Although I mean UDP fana yela I mean press release bon counter somehow example all the I mean survey si nyimfo but remember kela election or long election I mean political dynamic tale men keta mem isip mem fono bi men si keno bi and in a week's time obatar la completely change so it's a dynamic tabake so dal survey is part of politics purka I mean sovel ke aninka I mean estimate well am guesstimate le you are guessing ne ko ni keta all the factors ni ejibe ni election keta be la tenne bari quand même for drong 1 week or so or basic change knowledge so I mean very definitely
so this came at a time it have a mol konol me yalon ko you're trying to unite the opposition pour be tara kulum killing kaje ko opposition coalition yelo banko kanja ibatar la ko kunun ka standard na wulitare da me yalon ko usinu dabo ayala lot la ko indi membe den coalition ko wala andum fam mo jamale men fo wolem abe la free men wala ye bambu ala patio koma yata sembentu yande ala fta wala ka tambe ka don coalition ko no da me yalon ko nyo se abe kala jumale be tambila nyado da wala wo comment ni yajan yande
yalon ntolla group wala mu apex am na objective wala mu ka patil be nati tableau to isi kacha kajibe même kind of coalition form ibe même form la so I mean of course patil tol sa fo ko non teninte abako mu negotiating tactic le de I mean mbita ni ñi be kacha la bari mba fole ko te ñi mun na position te so ngamera ni sita tableau to I mean dol si jinole dol ye sele and all those jannibe eventually be benna kanna to entenga wala mira dal negotiation tactic le momo safo kon te ñine munte la xamoti ñine ñanta kelano da bara man necessarily min ko abe continue la wonyama ni tol kacata probably be d'accord la fen dole to
so bari yamira ñi man ñi yamira tal effort ñata undermine na pour que setback na fe because opposition dol bi isi isa fono le no tal we are not in for that, and if that is the position of UDP, why not ngital bulay da mali tarantel feneta nam pan ko
sorry atondi asina effort tiñano le because the thing is niata ni ajibe patil tolka like every 2 weeks or so ke bendile ka kachale tol patil beka trajele all these parties 7 parties ibeka trawo kachato and tol the objective wolem ni tol benta kanwo kanto because Apex staff I'll be in form of coalition like either party led or independent led or whatever. It will be kachala. It will d'accord even it will d'accord party led coalition. We are okay with it. Objective party Apex will make a party be not in your coalition.
So but not really the mal kafundinyo atra mantreka mediation ke tema wala mpuru ke temol dundi nyokono anim fanam kay mako to arrive at a better conclusion. You think it's going to work among themselves? Bringing them on one platform is one thing, but to make sure they agree on something that matters, and that will even dictate the outcome of the election.
Of course, amanke control be not la drone to ngasi jana nge jibe itol be diamola. No, tol fana ngena idea soto me alon ko ka landi tabulo don sa fo ko al sa jibe ni nyin okay tal tol fe ngagi. Do yala position on nati jana do yala position on nga tol be a discuss tol nyala je. Then eventually nga agree to something. We can tambila fang there was a meeting. Adung kameng fang of men do men discuss nje wala mu nis anti-aggression pact. Yalom patil kanya tranyo kaja fila and all those things.
Yeah.
So it all itol lafita itol documento sign. Itol be safoko ibela supportal kind of
kemara
exactly kemara kananyo or something like that. So abako wobe tarata part of it because confidence nyanta sotlale. So if we build the confidence among themselves, it will be la nyola and all of that. Probably wobe process makwela dal.
So yamira there will be coalition.
It's a confidence of Bakele, definitely. Come for what in Ninu Kamitle, almost on a weekly or 2 weekly basis, Nika Mitle, Adung it all Bele, all the parties Katra representing at the highest level. Okay. Because Darboe Nyol Canale, Esafal Nyol Canale, it Beka told around, because most of our members are outside the country, so Kake virtually. We are told back at Raja and very amicable discussion with Kije. So until confidence to go, definitely. Because covering 2023 Apex Lota. Okay. So the very fact covering 2023, every 2 weeks or even sometimes once a week meeting adu itel baby beneje they attend. It means a confidence process betamakam because ni want to we be disappeared. So wala nantonga definitely a confidence.
So you didn't have any disappointment about Darboe's remark on what he said about the
no. Thing we negotiation tactic later. Tedal tol ngaje wala nyama ko. Negotiation tactic. Ni bina negotiation. Isa fo ko nyine mun na position. Yeah, but maybe nal kachata. Dolbe jila doma dol si sele santo den al si bendulado. The point. Na wala mira dal.
Juwara. So. But on the same issue, remember the name Barrow is likely to win. Come UDP, will find fintele ya for perception over carre of a molde carre of and carre will find wala fana ngake fenti mi yalan ko wala kam wala gagner sabo ya lo la yitande banko dul kam da ma yalan ko anara fa ko membe win o fa man na win ala do nyola ne membe nyo seaka wala keta multi mi yalan ko I gagneta o banko nyen despite ko soveni ya bunyale ande ya horomale fanam but yela load la yitande ko wol nyina ite in your own view Barrow do you think he's likely to win this election?
Whether for Barrow likely to win this election or not depends on Mineketa for Janimbe for the election or because coming the Kafanyami there are still rooms in which Kachase Keno but Nimuruta back to Kasepras GB Yakuma Kamum for Sepras la predictions or predictions Minketa either Sepras Afro Barometer or other Fenkol in this country Faketa presidential election leti for Deputy Kerr Fatou long for has been it has been reliable. So on the scene or Dronkafoko it was perception alone. 2021 the same perception study like D, but Captain Kerr Fatou we've seen how exponentially President Obata from 31% up to 58%. So and all this were projection. Kabdita Deputy Kerr Fatou part of their survey outcome ya itandileko most of the parliamentary seats around the combo, the president is going to lose it. I lose. Going down to local government also, we've seen how things turn against even the President Barrow government. But Nina Rafanang perception kutoje, still we will want to believe that perception is valid, but it does not entirely show the president have a free ride. It does not show that. The possibility, if na simple majority system that we have, Kerr fighter B, as the status quo is, he stands the chance to win. But in status quo falling before elections, then there is a problem.
What kind of change are you expecting?
Because data if we have a united opposition front and they bring up a project, they bring up a candidate against Barrow, there is a possibility to win because the data in Jibe, it says president against another candidate. That candidate is likely to win. So that's a valid perception as well. So I silo deal through oppositional to have a rethink, but ni fane bang man rethink nyinke, the same thing would happen.
So there are problem with it. Molbe la mirol yitandi kane walem oppositional damalina ye coalition ke but ni ba kela walem kamunda mobe jenge karala comme 2016 takara nyam do la say no we have a big party will be mi yalon ko warta la structural sort of like UDP endorse them and that will help puruka falindiro ke mi yalon ko atel lafta walla so nyo sabo be walto dolbe je ba men be man sekunda la karola walko no the Barrow win because there will not be a united coalition or opposition that may they will all come under one umbrella. It's not possible.
President Barrow would say that because another team they will say it's not possible because that possibility is a problem for them. Okay. So they would always going to make statement. But call bondilal kajeko possibility kana soto. So near opposition or landiko dal fengeta for viswaso dunit. But remember, President Barrow also is good with his people to also form coalition. Because in 2021 GB, over 19 political parties are joined to actually form a coalition with him. So coalition only is a possibility, but also there is also some difficulty because because Honorable Useno Darboe Moi over a statement minta on the position of UDP reminds me back in 2006. When the discussions were made over the formation of the NAT, his problem was he did not want to go for primary because he believed he is the bigger weight among the opposition. Opposition not to negotiate the leadership position, and that is the same position that he is taking. But what I find very firm in our statement is that Nita Futala that discussion of Fangoto, meaning he gave NAB the opportunity to discuss primary and convention, but currently he is not even giving that room. Ndinte futala fangfonka discuss on that convention.
Rigid position.
So that's a rigid position in my Fenko because it has ever been the narratives of some other people. If by 2016 Darboe was not in prison, this particular coalition we were talking about would not hold. So that is the replica of what we are seeing in 2026 with the statement that he made. But negotiation along coming for them sometimes it opened room for negotiation, it opened opportunity for opposition but they should understand it's a dice. The dice is too dicey that Gambians do not vote for president because of issues. No. It took us 22 years to realize that Jamo is problematic.
at economic level, at governance, at human rights abuse. All those issues were consistently going on, but he kept on winning. The same sample set me aita mollako, there is corruption rate is high. The same sample set me aita mollako, the governance is bad. The same sample set me aita mollako, some of the issues that are going are not in accordance with the expectation of the people. The same number qualified for the president will win. So whether they are in fact serious when they were talking about corruption, you would want to question that. Because Honorable will agree with me, if corruption picks you up in South Africa, we've seen Jacob Zuma, when corruption allegations was in him. Our own party participated ka impeach.
So the government corruption itself is a perception issue, more la miral quorum. So ya ida niko miral but government ye load la tale and the new offended me alango the nyina position they ever. They are doing their utmost to make sure they fight against corruption. Nakarian in Tapalea. Bari molben de banta. Libe doku wake kamenye. Wala miral ya na mamfalin koman sakunda mantele.
Inko yalong kudo beje. We do not need a rocket scientist to tell us this. President Olefango Sita, corruption is as old as humankind. What is he telling us? It is existing in his governance. He is admitting it. Minister Lota Jana Lota Deputy Bunganyato Kafoeko, Ministry of Health, there is corruption. I cannot fight it. So it is existing. So you would not expect them to see corruption or Abidjan. No, they would not do that. They will always come up with their countermeasures. Government, most especially, is a counterintelligence measure. Every time situation or another, they must do damage control. They must do that narrative issues. Even sometimes you tend to see the spokespersons, the communication ministers will have to come out to be able to beautify certain issues that are too damning to their government when they are working on mechanism to solve it. But the same corruption, Jame Jawara Bilem Wall, Bondije, rampant corruption in 1994. Atafango Natanga Jana Commission Mui. Now people are in fact believing that then in Jame corruption was centralized, but now it is more decentralized. So the president is telling us, I am finding it difficult to fight corruption. It is existing. Jang buka corruption o diamo kon fenkete kom man tale domodron. That's the problem. That's the attitude. Because ka kunu mol mi moy ka baro ngani corruption la bi wala ka loy ka bulo ko saye ka corruption no defend even if a case of that scenario comes in. So akake balafa quality as to whether we are in fact serious. And the data ka wala for 66% saying ko there is corruption. They do not trust the government. The same number of people sits and vote over 46% ko binialo ni bekate di latel. So are they in fact serious? So meaning somebody who thought the government is corrupt would still vote for them.
Okay. Alright, so government don't be ko nyimu fendete so they nying I make it and the president Barola ko. In fact he should resign ko gamerol manjiko suro ala nyaton kare. He's saying ko ay do ko men kajan lo refengol la karola Jawara ni jame me woke but performance wise they are seeing worse than the former president, the two former head of states. Ni natanang and leadership is about trust. Managing the economy, makana fanko mara, molka mantra ka fanko nyinka mara ko, even thought government ko, well, you know, the issue of cost of living is a global problem, and the mansa kunda be the load lata kane, membe den di wakaro nyina. Employment kadoko di mola ya you know moja ya jeko jama ba bije ka mantra ka problem wol ni ka wol be solve. And primarily I think wala man sakunda la load lata, well, that's why they are serving us. Ni be boy kan wala mangu ningol baji kan ko be boy kan ila kata ko wala ni nara even that time president Barrow lafta kata men na moja ma baye men ko wala e man la fi ay ta wala bayda ben democracy ni aba boyndi dan. So news issue me yalan ko wolle be nga wolle be state I think you think President Barrow really Atla Mirofi is serving the government people, but is he really serving us?
Well, definitely Niajibe, mo jama bije, you know, I mean, la confidence President Barrow and our government to ajita bake. That's obvious. Okay, I mean, you don't even need Sepras to tell us that. I mean, out there in the street, definitely the government, I mean, Molye means confidence on government at the beginning, ajita bakele. And of course, even Sepras la Paul Fang Yaitandiko. I mean, I think is it 46 or something like that? Well, you know, but, so if there were a serious opposition coalition and they have come together, So it's very, very likely, I mean, they can upset the polls at the end of the day. And the corruption, of course, it's a perception. But the thing is, every few weeks, I mean, even victim audit
start coming. We have seen GTSC boss with the social security and the government.
So definitely,
and being American was on the papers that NRA officer receiving a gift from contractors,
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's a reality, Of course, it's a perception, but it's a reality which is every day we are being reminded, and there are concrete evidence for corruption by killing, and there is very little that the government is doing. All they are doing is all the time, only accusation. Okay, they come out with a defense, So that's the thing. So I am definitely President Barrow. I don't allow in that term also. It's not as popular as people would. Think it is, because a lot of supporters Bafola because that's the law, lawyer allow. But the thing is, Barrow Fangoya for Moleko, he's a fan of term limit, and he has all the time hammering on the people that he doesn't want to go beyond the required term.
So, but now that the majority of Yemen are going by that, if they should accept that they are likely to win, they should accept the finding that also majority don't want the president to run for a third term because it's going to weaken our democracy. And if they accept that, it means Barrow shouldn't run.
Well, of course, I mean, Nintel Barrow, if I were to advise him, definitely Mafala cannot try for a third term. He's not even good for his own credibility. Because now Jita Jang, I mean, of course, Atenata into office with a promise that he was going to serve for 3 years. He extended that to 5 years, and now he's gone for another 5 years. Definitely, I mean, people don't expect him to go for another 5 years to make it 15. Nintel Matidal, I'll just, call it quits at this stage. I know, I problem Lesotho because he feels that with Allah government, within his government, his party, among any person who can win, and he doesn't want the UDP to take over this country because those are all issues that he's dealing with. But anyway, if I were him, definitely I will not go for a third term.
So, if election not occurred for you, Bekela, Sama, Barrow, and another candidate, well, any more cotem, or more cotem when you will be Ganyera. So, but you didn't carry over Walter. Can you, for whether that or more cotem or Besula, would there be only one person that is going to contest against him under the current scenario? For instance, GDC, it'll rate damning well 1%. They are saying, no, that's not true. It'll be damning if a Molta can, Barrow, NPP, Bulo, and Bakele, and don't Pationi support sort of on the ground. So it's not possible that it'll see 1% that might see what's sort of when it comes to the election. What do you think about that?
Well, that's the separate poorly for. So that's it. So if GDC you deny, they should come up with a proof that definitely is more than that. But all these are also perceptions. Even separate in Paul Fango, it's not as accurate as anybody would think it to be, because you guesstimate, you just guessing if all these factors look at if they are fulfilled, this is what is going to happen. So you can never tell. But for a drunk politic dynamic, it can change any moment. What happens today could be a completely different thing tomorrow. So, but I know, opposition unity is definitely very paramount. They are going to give Barrow a good run for his money. But if they go on, separately on their own, well, it's going to be a different scenario altogether.
So you think the opposition, if they are divided, they continue to be you don't see any reason member in the Barrow 2026?
No, it's possible. It's definitely it's possible. A third force can come and then win Barrow. Because after the presidential elections in 2021, we had the National Assembly election and the local government elections. The opposition took the popular vote. So the presidential election is 1-to-1, so it is votes that are counted. But if the opposition took the popular vote in those two elections, and if the trend continues, definitely they stand a good chance. Whether it's UDP alone or UDP with any other party that need that in a coalition form or another more solid and cohesive coalition from the opposition. They stand a very good chance if the trend after the 2021 elections, because the popular vote. Because the majority of Gambians were Damen, that is in the western region and this part of the country. If they all vote for the opposition candidate, he stands much better chance to beat Barrow. Yeah.
So Eka Garden do Eka Wallet. afo moli ina na nyaali la pour que idea conceive la ka pour que doko ke kana na ko doko because mo jamal bi jam e camera na ki doko musul la doko ina do mo kewal
alhamdulillah rabbil alamin the form me and someone got in doko when I was out of this country. I was living in Finland, and then I have a lot to do with my colleagues from the Netherlands. So ndole ajele ko Rinara Banko kanga do ko different types of activities. But I end up helping my friend to set up a farm. To develop a system whereby we can say seno kejang. Because ngaji lako seno mu pundal timi alonko banko solar alal bake. And is very vital part of the national development. Banko la nyaruta.
So Allah alka gadino nyal kamen ita ni la partner ni wal damal le ka doko ke je wale musol le invite na outside pour na doko
no nga musol le invite from the surrounding villages milkana je ka doko ke je anim boys all fanan dol beje milkana do fonni ko dol beje milkana doko
so Allah gadino nying is it commercial wala subsistence albaki kan pour kal fango balundi ba o you doing it purposely for the market
we doing it for both. We survive from it, and then also we market it. We have a commercial part of it.
So okay, that commercial part, alka kenyadil, is it alka whole year round farming alka wale keba or it is seasonal?
No, it's all year round farming. We are establishing a system whereby we are 10 months in the activity. So Ngajibeloko with my partner is that we have to do it constantly.
So that must be a very big farm then, like approximately the size we had.
Right now we are covering approximately 7 hectares.
7 hectares. So how many women are working?
Roughly we have 35 women working and 14 youths. Yeah, young guys and maybe 2 or 3 older guys.
So as the calculation, like how much are you able to put in the market for the consumers?
Well, that depends because the yield is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so it's unpredictable. We always make sure that we have enough harvest for the month so that we can cover all our costs and have something little bit left. The leftover is what we reuse to empower the
near Wajibe, we have the Ministry of Agriculture and Horticulture for number one. So near Wajibe, Gambia la parendiro be nyari la pour telephone e maram fangala domorola because nga menje wala ngamen kala mo dañu wati ngol kono wala even cannibal nga amere ko hani jarol fang ngol kata wol bondi na Senegal le ke na fe na Gambia fengol mi yalla ngon telephone si wol dokuno na banko kan janne so na parendiro be nyari le pour telephone e maram fangala domorola sa ko menje ko nyen FIFA
alhamdulillah direction is taking place the direction is going as you mentioned here, the member caring what I need there's a statistics and there's a strategy. So the strategy we are now using is what we have to look into properly. Kodo jelle bina, kodo jelle nyana dila, fam nyi ay mune request, yana kumumel, and nationally. And then we can see we have to go to the calculations.
So, but it about Finland. So, the partner is from Netherlands.
Yes, from.
So, Netherlands. What would expect on Albina Jangalni sit so lebina mi alonko eka moju na le in environment or na climate ni ya adople ba jele ko wolde be production ni boss la because ni ajibe ni ndal ka men doku jan jamal bije wol buka dinno comme men be bande ka dinyame because nga dol jeje kanu ka tara men buli ka fe ke sol ni bondi Netherlands la ni dula ko tengol do so ba jele ko ni wol na fenye ka dimba kelen so ba jele ko wala si marché o triano ka feel gab men bije ka sorom
yeah well FIFA wala dingo depends on the treatment and what do you put in and the nurturing which is the most primary aspect of the success yeah kuifo nyi okumata bake kuifo nyi doku nya wala mu quote and FIFA nyi e ba jani ba deploy la ka samba kunko fan kono sai sa bora kuifiaro sa imprai I didn't know share I baraka fana would depend ala dindia wato
so men be doku wala tel dulato je al musol jing aliya wol na fi na al ke joba wala ibe doku ki ketel fangol le ni men doku ya di la dimbale do wat
no nke jole karo ko
nke jole
and nke train na fana now we have different sector muso dol be je wol be kunko nyin damal muso dol be je wol be kuifo damal doku constantly.
So ni iko funding ke tani nan la je modol be ka fa gambia funding ko de buka son do wala so ni ni fo de son da wala buka son do
well you know it depends your funding ko nyin ya approach nyadi
okay
and beka pare ya treat nyadi if you valued him as a person yala respect dial like be from meeting no conduct like with the workers to explain certain things, to come to a mutual understanding.
So how long has Nyingadino existed?
We are around 10 months.
10 months. So since earlier start, are you realizing profit?
Not yet. You cannot expect that you start a garden in 10 months and then you generate profit.
Falcalon tam crops la fenkoning ala tam. Duration is it 3 months?
But when you talk about the totality, the volume you need, cash-wise, to develop a proper farm, it's a lot of millions. It's in millions.
So you left the government partnership, or you just want to be on your own?
No. We're really looking for the partnered with the government because it's very, very important. They are our government. At the moment, they are the only one we can link on and try to come together as a nation to develop the agricultural system.
Okay. Juwara, President Barrow, ateka memfo wale mabe doku oke ka bakele. Anung fende de mi yalon ko besi dol je kanne we see electricity santol to lalto mi yalon ko mari ngol nana me yilla ko kurongol be futala wotland. Bari yamere ite fi se place la nying sauver munati na nyum mol me yalon ko wallare de retini mosh.
Yalne political dynamics be falinkan nyim banko kan anin ka politiko ke silol min
okay
ferol min tata ka politiko landi ya jamme kan is completely different ferol mi yalon ko wala be landi la Adama Barrow kan and President Adama Barrow to be quiet fenkoniala infrastructural development jibe as opposed to some of those most especially road sila dada and other issues. But for me, I agree with Mustafa at one point in which he was in one of our Diamo Swandi. He said there is no intelligence in building road.
Okay.
But we have seen him do that fenko. But Kele calculating it in a right point to him. Most especially the rural votes. Even in Sove Jibe, ni ala rural urban fenko Jibe, you see the president being popular more in the rural area than in the urban area. Because why would you? I wouldn't blame somebody at independence up till now. Ndal famala nyamina Jibe from Choya to Fenko, independence to now manano. So now manata ni president mi amara ni carte di wala et camera ko ko mankende etal mankende. Because itella livelihood is within that space. That is what makes sense to them. Among Ebesirim Banjul Jang Kurang Kata, there is one child min wuluta until now at stage of independence. Womang nawek bolsoja nyala. So niwe nawek bolsoja nyala, that could be a determinant factor because mbe society lekono in which the political culture in the maturity abe drain kan. Nte ma believe ko the political culture is going is mamfuta je follow. No abe drain kan. Jawara la time jibe the political culture ni pareta kamolondi. Nin Jawara sulata deputy Karila, the particular constituency pareta model. Ika Jawara boindi in that area. Ika independent of Lundi, the people will come together. Kaje kontella interest mujaralti and be karte faila jarala yasin je. But now, obe falinkan. People are interest around that culture is little bit going down because in the political space, the economy alanko. Benechin bolo ka benechin karero katin na mokala fed decide.
Yeah.
Tisat sol. So ni futata woto ikanaje waka kurango soto maybe ala entire life na nata kombodo naka jisumami silansa ase jisuma so that could be a factor.
Does that mean to you that the president is performing more in rural Gambia than in the urban area?
Yes,
He is doing that, and that's a strategy for him, because politics also never jibeka. You look at the peripheral space. Sometimes opposition buke hakelo to water bag. Always the urban area. Sometimes akake community akake karte kesek talal alka je fighting ground. But you also need to understand. Last week mention foke. Rural voting pattern have an impact even on urban voting patterns as well. Because near certain rural area dominant sotoje, there are certain areas within the urban area likely ila projections would be high in those areas because still the same continuity. So you can understand. So even APRC not alliance they were up to around 11%. I think so in the survey. 4 something like. I think they were the next after UDP, NEGB, over NATO Alliance and all those other issues. But consistently they have put up that measure around the same region. That popularity is only based around one region. So that becomes a problem for you. That dynamics is changing. So ala Silol is making sense to him. Ala infrastructural development is making sense to him. And ala non-aggressiveness in the political space as opposed to Jame. Arrest, all those other issues is going down to his favor. So don't rule him out. That silo, that electricity makes sense to the people. Abemil target ka.
All right. Well, the president ala diamol to nyuwati ngol kono. I remember for walem kamonta 2027 bekela menti walem. Ate saying a lot of men na walem. A Kenya ngake. You know, ya karte odiala afone development ni ay wadila. Are you seeing that statement as a threat, or the president pamang anyanda ka kumulan ni nyame malande kuke? Because sometimes we will say, you know, ndabuka jibe fo ben kan ne fe man tarankan alembula do ko lambe woke kan. But this time around he said a different thing, you know.
Okay, maybe for the stick on the electricity
aspect. Yeah. Okay, very good. So, Juwara ka choya la fo.
The thing is, rural electricity. Actually, polo londi, metal fix mola bungoto, but it's stopped at jail. And you know, getting the electricity is another completely different thing, because you know, ibajela ko purka kela bungol wire, it's cost them a lot of money. How many of these poor people can afford that? Some of them definitely will keep their meters for the next 5-10 years. They will never get electricity. I mean, masakunda nyanta menkela, because it's a project. It will nyanta wo component bele bole laje. So at least so that aninyi yela, I mean, si mako fanam kuriye ya wire. But you know, it's even dangerous.
To that, you think the kind of success government can attach to that kind of that project and the situation on the ground is completely different. People might be happy that but having it in your house is a problem.
Exactly, because the thing is more the polo jela metal jela. I mean, people think that, you know, I mean, the village is electrified, but that is not the case. I mean, more than 90% of the people in my village, they cannot afford it. They cannot, I mean, wear their houses. So, and that will continue forever. So it all federal. I mean, the polo bijele giving the impression village current totally. But in reality, they don't. I mean, because they cannot afford it. So ibajela fanang another is also dangerous because sometimes you may take, I mean, these amateur electricians and then they will wire your house. That can lead to, I mean, catastrophic, because it can burn your house or something, because it's not well, you know. Mansanyanta wobele putla into consideration so that they can assist them to get the
so that means the access that they're talking about, you know, it's not 100% access.
It is not. It's far from 100%. I mean, the poles are there showing that, I mean, the village is electrified, but when you go to their houses, they are still using the candles and other, because they cannot afford to wire them.
And that will mostly will attach, you know, to probably near preference of choice, like why not ngata mani boro sam jandimbe na bungo weyala nganda dindingol samba karamoro jandimbe bungo weyala ani wasifal. So that there comes the cost, the issue of the cost of living bankoning, despite the government said that walantu mamol men kaman sekunda fasa ko mano da jital. I think people are still firm on their position that cost of living is high in the Gambia.
Well, you know, because they are just using this rural electrification as a campaign tool, you know, by itan la moleko ali polo, you know, everywhere is electrified, but in reality, electricity manfuta moja mato.
So you think the opposition, considering all this, the president be mentala pruka campaign okela go to rural Gambia. You think when the opposition go there, pruka campaign okela molben be jebe la moyle la
because ni president wala kamem fo wala ala fo yetel fana ye itayi tandal itele menkale yewo yitandal ndefele nga nyine yetel fana ye itayi tandal. Is it not going to be difficult for them to say anything? Neither the campaign.
No, I mean, because it all mansala kodo wobe government le bulu. Aman try opposition bulu. I mean, nobody man kodo kar for opposition la. So it is mansala duty le pur kawo kodo provide kanying services ke, not the opposition. So mamera wo it doesn't.
So,
make
but you know, the people at the rural Gambia, Jamal they can say this. Niko mansala kodo le mteleka na mojo na kodo le people. Ika fo ibar mtel meta jenne kabiri. Meta na mojo la manyin soro side ne mbasoro kan.
Well, about political already, but definitely the reality is completely different from the.
No, ndaga minjibe. Yalon sometimes na politician ole na population o nenele up to a point that hanni la nyanto di le kamera ye makoy. O hanni to nya foye e kamera be fere kan. So wala na problem out in na space nyin kono because ndama understand ko be lo no la nyaming comme bi ndala level be of be daming. I do not think ko hanni ye choyale mana up to Jisadi is a fact content na karte keso dile because ngajele ko in fact this is a debt you owe me, this country owe me. So barinka government jeka another one fenkota kafoko aning the president making a statement which I found very very scary kafo modole ko niman development onati and issues. And last time I heard him kabrata taburfood he said without infrastructure there is no development. That is Jame rhetoric. The infrastructure is important, but the human capacity to deliver those infrastructure, in petroleum building Haina Lorinja, over $18 million US, is carrying more dust that it is bringing the productive sector in this country. So the infrastructure is important, but the human capital to develop that is as well quite very important. Let them stop telling people ko ning man nati jante development or delay. That development is not President Adama Barros. Inana man tambi block dinna jang anybody before him becoming president. Jawara inan before bida kala kabraba veterinarial inan tambi da jami ngole katale alo. Ya jame kabraba barak sote inan tambi da silakari la jane ko atale bero laje. So when people give you their tax to develop them, you cannot use that as a benchmark. Ila kodo le bebul. Aka munta jaranga na kodo dila, na kodo bebul nga fa konsula ra karamol de ka fanya no. Itira karamodo fona diatante wato min. So we will hold you ransom. So the population should start getting that discipline even on the incumbent. Incumbent alone no la kamole development no munyinete am nyin. I find that quite very very insulting to the people. Mili la namo ta ya dila. So namo nyin dite la, you are accountable for that. How you dispense that? Itele kalota. Adamale alquranu mudabulo la ye kali. Yeah. So you can understand. So before then, and it was not something mamba somebody Adama Baroya manisi somebody mankuru somebody prake president. He came out to seek the mandate of the people. So itele tata ifutata woli aye manene alala karte keso dina. So ni adila service must be delivered in the best interest of everyone. Ndanga wala believe. Yeah.
Actually we wole nyama because the thing is ni mansakunda ye elect pour ye service di mo.
Yeah, sure.
So more manyan
so but you think like when he is campaigning on, if he doesn't point to some of these developments, what is he going to say to the people?
Yeah, but the thing is, mol kadia munyame, even members of the government kadia munyame, President Barrow nyineke, it's not Barrow, it's not his money. This is, government is a collective responsibility. Ye kodole dealer, bela kodo, ye wole karfema. So they are supposed to work for the people. It's not President Barrow doing these things for the people. It's the government which is, given the mandate to do this service.
So whereas Apex failed to unite the opposition,
no, because the objective for opposition all unite. Nitol for one reason or the other, unite. There is nothing else we can do. We will try our level best. We will run a kela no, but we are on force and all. So it all it's up to them now. Nitol yajeko definitely it is in the interest of it all fango and in the interest of the country puriena together and then counter what is on the ground. Because more based on Taneko, definitely the situation on the ground is untenable. Gambia we need changes, very very drastic.
So,
changes.
But that's the difference. If you think everything is smooth,
I mean, Kobe is fine. They will tell you the president is doing very well. And in fact, until you survey the more Jama back member people want continuity. Well, Baroet and them until then meaning surveying befintila. So Akamunda Neo it'll give it'll la like a member everything is okay. And Baro needed more time. Puru Yurual me along I will kumfano banko nyinga. On the other hand, many of Diamo come banko ni they seem not satisfied with a lot of things me along in the ground. They are disparity in Afin.
Well, of course, I mean, many Mansakunda, I mean, of course, you didn't expect a month for. Alone, the thing is, I mean, Mojamabe Mansakunda, it will very survival depends on Baro continuing. Okay. Wabe is quite obvious. I mean, just like an example, remember Cameroon. You know, we all know that Paul Biya is so senile now. He has no control over. Somebody is managing him for their own personal interest. The same situation in this country as well. Most people are managing Barrow just for their own personal survival. You know, Yalon Neko, the moment Barrow steps down or leaves the scene, it all they are finished. So that's the situation. They will do everything, say a lot of things, sweet things and other things. You know, just come all convinced, God, the situation is good. Let's continue with as it is. Well,
alright. So Mansakunda yin kankula rome ke kafo ibe temporal suspension. Walam ibalon di la polo. Jabo aning pampitiro ka men kadunam banko kan kumas match on the force. Mane mira miro di ko nyin.
Stepney is very good. Okay. It's promising, but there's a lot of work to be done also, because near Banyan Dundi, we should also able to produce enough for that period of time which the ban will be affected.
Yeah, but so, sometimes there is stock come market survey kele ya jibe jellebe banko kan sign them follow whether that is can sustain us for the period janni be tongo nyim fanga ibo dundila because ni wonde abakela there will be shortage, and once there is shortage then prices will go up.
In that sense, I think they have the data on that, and I am expecting that in the near future the government will come together with the farmers.
So because natara nunko for instance imang potato nyin wala pampitiro nyin Jabo nyin imang tongolanda ka nen sunkaro sida lot of it will come. So ni wajama banana na akatel mem yang domestic farmers men bijang akala price ni affect le. So ni wo affect men kana ke wala ni second to ni wol they bid down katambi atel fong la price be da metal tata san. So normally that discourage a lot of people pour ye senoke because ka fole bala bute kan sangole ni ngake na fe mboka da soto je. So e bajala ko pour we taraje e bajala tongoni taraje my help ali alfanang because it's going to make sure that Allah sales ni ngai wala fa. And woba make sure that you have enough profits wala profit al nyanda me realize also realize no. But it seems you are not very comfortable with
I think we have to come. That's why I said we have to come together.
Okay.
You know, whereby we'll set up a proper system. You know, the agricultural part will be moving constantly to develop a volume that which can serve the country, and then also before doing that we have to make a complete survey with the Minister of Agriculture and the Minister of Trade and so forth. It means that so many people has to come together and so many departments to make sure that we make sure even if we're going to put a ban on a certain products, we are able to produce them here enough.
So atal fongol le kata marché wala ka bana banol le na fi na la president do alka kanyandi na la fengol mot.
Ni na fengol moda nga client also do le ni milk business nke command le nga price when you select from the different markets and then we make our average price for that day. So
model be okay it can remember well abuka makoiro from harvesting you yourself solo you go to the market directly ya wafiro because model pije ka memfo wala meni kana wafiro ke julol ni wal ka sangatel ya men na ni kata wafi na merci ko ne temo ka jam fanyulal o ka sabo ka kol ya model pour ka afford isa afford no because ni ya jibe ko moye ko jati dinkli mo $20 like so no mo be go tano.
Yeah, well that depends, you know. Jaro price will fluctuate. But you know, basic commodities like price will fluctuate. But usually, most of the time of the year, from January to March, there's a lot of supply in the market.
Okay.
From April to September, October, November, December, up to December approximately, there is a shortage because Gambiano Bukaseno cannot that period of time because you have issues with water and a lot of heat. So, and you have to get the right technique and the right infrastructure to develop, to make sure that you are constantly farming throughout the year. This is the problem. This is where I think the ministry still has to, come with new solutions to make sure that they are empowering now at the moment some farmers. You understand, but the volume we are expecting. We need to talk more and see to make more projects.
So what are some of your challenges that Ibelefren government you will address?
Yeah, when challenges like greenhouses and equipment, boreholes, there's a lot of issues we can discuss with them, and we make a business type of business model whereby we can they can empower big farmers who really knows how to do the job. But by coming bed dandan soto jang do bed dandan soto jang do what on the vegetable growing yata sustainable, it's not possible. We must rely on import. Yeah.
So
vegetable production in this country a lot problem it's seasonal.
Yes.
Ibaje season better means there are vegetables of kinds in this the same season. And government has not taken care of the preservation as well as the distribution marketing aspect. Those are very important. The government so that at least need vegetable for this particular season, then they can be able to preserve them so that they can continue to sell them until the other season comes in. And again, distribution and the marketing are two important aspect government ignore that. They just encouraging them to produce as much as possible, but the same most of the farmers produce the same kind of vegetable, so it can market or floodless. So I think something definitely needs to be done. The government should take care of all aspect that.
So atamela ibinala na registration I'm not sure this time around too diaspora is voting participate in the election. Jamal Biji institutional reform iko abantere kering kata menin sepras la nyin sobe nyin na President Barrow anara semboro si falde la pour ka falendiro ke tamandre nyala bare ka même for wolem it's not a straightforward process. You need mechanism, strategy, policies and everything to make it possible pour wol sikino ya vera mona ya buta all this while literally 10 years in power dalilo me na finance semboro imati mandi.
Yeah, two important things Barrow nyole même promise mo one, a new constitution, and then two, this diaspora voting. They have reneged on all those things. So, for one reason or the other, government must trust seriously actually to get a new constitution, because we all knew what happened in 2020. There was this good draft, and government encouraged them to throw it away. And of course, up to now, so it's very unlikely Barrow in power he will ever get a constitution. So we are still technically in the second republic. So
literally, you seen him as this is last time in office.
Well, whatever the case. But the thing is, he seems to be quite comfortable with the 1997 constitution, because it gives him too much power to, just nominate anybody to be minister, fire him the next day or sort of thing. Because there is nothing controlling his powers. He has too many powers and he's happy with it. So they are not very eager for a new constitution or sort of. And again, there are a lot of other things as well. Like this so-called security sector reform. We have not seen anything. As far as the reform is concerned, it's the same security forces operating the same way that they used to operate. Not much definitely has changed. Yeah.
So you think mandate Kamamole Mendial another document, he was not tasked to build roads?
Oh, well, of course. That is part of development effort. We expect every government you continue from there. It is not his magnanimity. Not because Barrow is a good man, a roads built. That is what the government is supposed to do. Communication is important. So we are happy that they are building roads, but that's what the government is supposed to do. Yeah.
So recently, NPP, these are spark controversy, and they came out to say this is our money. na podole manu lafta ka nyame wala mol ben bentel fi pour nga wala sembentu yanni bo modol bi je posting it to an extent that the thing inducement la it's like you trying to you carte fa la lafta ke dokule jandin carte fa ñu bese even thought they said they want to empower women ke sembentu yanni modol bi je ba je kan ko manyang and you know they even having the whole problem with the integrity of our election especially before the election.
To be honest, I think nim dol ba jibe kan ta jibe from that lens. Komi ka foko ye mako role chikakadi musola within the NPP party, provided that the fund is not from our coffers. Ni man na coffers mai da man la kodole watala nya that's their problem. But na ketako the fund where the fund is coming from. I'm not seeing it as a potential inducement where NPP gather some fund and try to empower their own women, because empowering a woman, whether NPP woman or UDP woman, is empowering a Gambian woman. That is what is more important to me. So it could not be inducement provided that Ibadike la own party ding. So those people are already in the NPP precept, in the NPP belief. So I would not see it. I would not call that some form of inducement. But now, kodonyi mbotamundo. NPP lota wati jumale, for they are able to amass that amount of money.
But you know, I mean, you have more they are, friends of the NPP.
So what problem friends of the NPP and they are still in secret. What problem?
It's a problem because
are those not friends that are just trying to empower NPP in order to attract one government?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that part of it is scary.
Of course.
Because la party contribute on Jules mean amount to that money. So we cannot have remember, when people receive gifts, even in the name of the state, you need to declare it. There are laws that presume. So, one thing for Nambe was saying, Komi Kafuka have Kurana kana Manolo kana kana honey for Baria more problem also. Let him say it. He can campaign on those things. But until a problem on min, the Kafu Modoleko, Nalman Carte din Dilala, that is wrong. Wole mang nyanakela. Woman when family carte di la femme carte di la constitutional right la amatia kumasen kawolofo. Development is human right. Amanke gifty. Development is human right. Infrastructure is freedom. So folk mole was settled wrong. So but nina rajibe over the issue of NPP musol mako ekang and that money. My problem is friends of NPP. That's scary. Friends of NPP, that's not only friends of NPP. They are friends of Barrow's government, which is problematic. Nsita jande nga dipitel janu ya moto di la. Only in this country, nga waje Gambia drone jande. Ika moto di dipitel la masa kudaka mulenta fole abotadami. Where is accountability? Where is transparency? Oh, animals passing Canada, Gambia offend. So that's too scary. That's too scary. And sometimes I think when he is dealing with certain economic things or with certain decisions, some of these issues, and they start to bring accountability on you. Don't you think he would in fact be surprised if you are close to him as to some, but he created that enabling environment. So the president to come Qatar, they are friends of NPP, yeah. Look at most of the political party. Kununi APRC bela Radil Kelaja bela eventual Kelajan. The amounts of millions milka dununje. BO APRC Kabri Bota Power, they cannot even hold a meeting that worth 10 million Gambian dollars or 6 million. Woteka kodo bondinu muntole. So hani NPP bini botajang ikela nyim mol mimbeje ila nyim birol fenkol ibe bidala bana kala fendoldi ibidala bana kala government bunda dol ni be haklodo ye kodol le ci kay kafunyoma wati jumale tel sita as a political party within 10 years and they are able to amass that kind of wealth. So those friends of NPP are not friends of NPP party, they are friends of NPP led government. Well, scare it. So he cannot tell us those people are animals. Milia kodo di mari tol vomole.
So on leadership, Nyaton Kayala Karola, the Ministry of Information, the poll indicates that 37% of the respondents trust the president, while 56% disapproval of overall performance. Government understands this as conditional trust, not democratic rejection. It reflects hiding expectation, economic pressure, and a demanding electorate, not institutional failure. Trust in democratic leadership is built through continuous engagement, delivering, and accountability, and government remain committed to strengthening this trust. So, well, some are saying this is rejection, but they said this is not democratic rejection.
Yeah, whatever the case, I think, you see, whatever semantic use, in this case, ni will translate into votes, ilani rejection or whatever, whether you call it rejection or whatever strategy, ni translate into votes. That means Barrow is out. So that's the objective. I mean, that's the ultimate objective, because these people are not happy. It all man happy, to call Katama Nyame. I mean, that is the remaining percentage. They are not happy with things Katama Nyame.
So, but I think then the early celebration NPP Menge, do you think this is really a victory for them, considering all what means surveying may entail? Because if majority has, disapprove your efforts, it means they might not feel that.
Yeah, well, that's it. But the thing is, I mean, survey menke is on one-on-one basis. Niatra at a lota, all the others lota on their own. Then he's going to beat them because he's forced past the post. But the thing is, I mean, let's assume that there is a cohesive, opposition coalition. It will be at one. Then it's the likelihood is that the other percentage may alongo will be on the other side, and then he will be left in the cold. So that's the thing. So definitely, I mean, it's not a victory for them. It all sound Nyaming as offbeat as they are. I mean, I don't think it makes a lot.
But Honorable, I think also their baseline from the data increase. 2021, corruption, lack of trust, this management was there in 2021.
It was.
So, but 2021, our baseline for the FENCO was 31%.
Okay.
But this other the same separas Leo conduct, now the baseline is 46. Okay. And when he had 31%, he was able to offset the opposition by 58. Silansai 53%, okay. 53%,
yeah,
which is a quite handsome amount. So signing a baseline coming January 31, 34, going up to 46. That is a good indicator.
It is, but remember also, a few months after 2021, he lost the popular vote. Yes. Our party lost the popular vote. Yeah. So there is a trend there, you have to look at all those things.
No, but
maybe the personality matters here. Okay, let's assume that, the personality that matters a lot. But the thing is, if they lost the popular vote,
but I'm also looking at the driving pattern. The political behavior for local government elections in the Gambia, the political behavior for parliamentary election and presidential are completely
different. I agree.
So for funds of finance,
of course, I agree.
Because even I've learned where you would see Jawara win presidential elections, but when it gets to parliamentary, it's quite sometimes very difficult for him. Absolutely. Even when he forms majority, but you see certain interests, at the interest in Damena, he would still lose those seats.
Yes.
So that what would not be a pattern to dictate. Today, if you look at the separatist data, there is one question unanswered. Barrow with another candidate. Who?
Exactly. That's an important issue as well. Because the personality counts.
The personality counts now.
So opposition
the opposition need to look at that and maximize that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Okay, Tonya, this is what is going to salvage this country. This is what we can move on. But it is also too early in some of the opposition. Winnable candidate. Who is winnable candidate? The only winnable candidate in this country is President Jawara, President Jamo, President Barrow. The rest are not winnable yet. so if all those semantics, all those regulatory reality for you,
winnable candidate, unelectable.
So he was so well. In December on the 5th. Before 12 o'clock or 2, there will be a problem.
Even if that was a leader coalition, they're not going to win. I'm like, wow, really?
So sometimes that in fact question me. Kabrita bel lawyer dabo fang support kang. abe jikang fenkot, how honest were you?
Yeah.
Meaning ya londile ita fang kaji ka boila.
That's true.
If the more of integrity ngaji ko dabe boil nte support.
Support.
So man da juno mbide ya mafale Baba Hussein nte ngaji le te win no la nte dabote la kafoko na. I go to a winnable candidate.
That's true.
That is what is honest. We must stand for our own values. Kata siri ita ka mole ko winnable candidate man bitiko wona man bitiko fan karfa wala ni bango. Te wi biti winnable candidate le be ni bango kan follow. No one listen to follow.
And that is true. The winnable candidate is Barrow because he won.
He won. Yeah. Barrow is tested, he won. Jammeh is tested, he won. Jawara is tested, he won. The rest of them are not winnable yet. Yeah. And some of them are already tested in the space and they lose. And they lost.
Yeah.
So once they are talking about Barrow with another person, that another person must be a well-calculated person within the opposition, and they must maximize that opportunity. If they fail to do that, it's first past the post.
No, yeah.
Maybe one of the deciding vote would be would belong to Dusano. Or maybe one of the deciding vote will be honorable.
Well, he's going to vote against
I mean, until we have
solidified.
Yes, and also a new constitution which gives 50 plus.
Yeah.
We will never have a level playing field because in this system, first past the post. The winning, the member win la. I see even 1 or 2 votes. He can get 30% and still win. Yes, depending on the number of candidates.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Maybe even less than 30.
Yes, it's all
can
possible.
Still win.
Yes,
because in statistics in GB,
just one vote. That's all you need.
You need that.
Yeah.
So there is no magic around
Absolutely.
it. But market go 50 plus 1 length. Now oppositions and parties are going to be forced to be strategic.
Like Minketa just phoned recently at the by-election.
Right.
The 2 opposition candidates here put together, they have beaten the own
by far.
But it's because it's 4 past the post. So 4
or 5 votes difference.
Right.
They lost that seat.
Absolutely.
And the NPP is prepared for that mentality.
Absolutely.
Because like NPP near NPP party in UDP party strategy is a mix in the NPP. The APRC party election modality is a mix. They have fraction of how GDC mobilize within them. Kafum party lem. With other coaliting members, Milialongo, will some of them are just protecting their ministerial seat. So to me, if you ask me, I do not believe most of our presidents from Barrow, Jammeh to Jawara have the answers to the questions of the Gambian people. Ordinary average Gambian people. Because ne sadawda khairaba Jawara jibe moka molla kodo sunya ka fo nge bala. Niata fanga la kodo sunya be sambala police. Then how honest was he on the resources distribution of the people of this country? You come to Yaya Jammeh blaming everybody of corruption. Mbetra Jam for 1 billion years. Look at at the end of the day, Jane Commission, what he was doing, 10 million Gambian consolidated account, text message can withdraw from our account. Barrow came, he told us quite clear, I'm not good at governance. Ikafuta nyoma, the entire opposition, they could not meet on time. It disintegrated. President Barrow joined up with other folks in 2021, even if they did not believe in President Barrow and his take to change this country. He flashed a position. Today, those people are more griot than the griots to Barrow. Today, so that is a reality. So from the seal and the mall, and one thing, Fenko, one very difficult thing to define is national interest.
Interest, yeah. Everybody is rallying behind national interest.
The national interest is the rational actor. It's the choice of the rational actor. The most rational part of it is the interest. Even at a Barrow faced with national issues, things that gets to him, the interest becomes conflictual and dilemma. Whether he has to pick himself or he has to pick the Gambian people. And he would have to make certain decisions for himself, for certain political protection. So national interest is not something that is stagnant or defined in this bottle that you can go and find somewhere and pick it. So for new GBL yela fenkol
but we have a context wise fana because national interest itself fana is very vague. I mean, if we call exactly like for instance, if some with all what is happening,
there is nothing called national interest. Interest is very fluid.
It's a mixture of personal interest and
parochial
interest and a lot of other things
joined together.
Yeah.
So new nata for fenko but min beje it's just for you to be rational with that choice. Mbe decision jumale make la be hannabe damage sotola but the impact the greater good for the greater number.
Janimbe la no yella so Darboe fo fembi je mi yalon ko lafta ini moli yatala mi yalon ko be jibe ga modol fana be bantala mene hamosoro pour que sen ko ba jala gambe di ngole bari expertise mo jamal le bulu bantala de dol be je bala Africa investment ke fanna dol sen no be wol kono la. Do you want to join hands with another people mi ya person mi yalon ko gambe no le on ina si ku kafuno pour que sen woni ka juro.
Yes, we are welcoming every potential investors and people who are really passionate and want to do agriculture, and in a modern time, not like in 1926, but in 2026.
2026.
Yeah, modern farming. Yeah, exactly. We are welcoming a lot of people to come in, and we join hands together with the government to develop something serious.
So okay, so working with the government, like I love to work like
well, I think there are possibilities. There are projects with let's say roots or the World Bank funds to help to empower the Gambian people on agriculture.
Sorry to ask, modol bije ka même fo wala man sa kunna ni ko man sobe ya senola karola pour ka sementu yandi aka dan dale to bari nyanda ka sementu yandi nyama. If you think the question is too political, you can let it be, but so bari jamal bije ka wolfo e ko man wakilo yitandi pour ka seno ka yuru wande ko nyanda ka yuru.
I think ni na do karola del Jamo man sia back political karola. But I think there is also space for negotiations. I think the way how we handle agriculture here, we have to do more research and try to make sure that we get to the right direction. I think that.
So what kind of research? Because niajibe I don't know, but ngamoy ko Ministry of Agriculture ya fo ko degree holder sol men bije ngamoy ka sia de ka mantrat la doctor so ninku member lari wonyam. I don't think we should have issues with research. I mean, Dr. Edith also lari research, intensive one for that matter, Yeah, but I'm problem. You think na mol manyaka woda mo tabang. Nieme horticulture ke. Yedung yela kosola ndieta kunko defana yela fenko bondi na ko bondi yeddo ko. But with expertise in horticulture, but it have a serious official kono. But maneta.
Well, de la comments warna bako Carola. They'll be normal. Well, nationally, how can we make some impact?
So you think you're thinking about expanding in rural Gambia? Because niajibe kombo ja molka doku wakel to nyala bar santo do fana molka doku wakel bakel and wol jamal bije coming ladol bije ka falen wala mtelikan doko ne ka nakol doku sama ko no ita faroto. So nie la so mi yalon ko je conducive tale ila fifongol be tankala jele fanando obe kuma yala bakel pour yena ina le kafunyo ma pour aller doku. Are you thinking of expanding in rural Gambia?
Yeah, we're thinking of expanding into the entire country and bring up a new system whereby we can make a big impact in.
Can you tell us this new system? I want to know because wole model na raja ko smart agriculture baroko wasifa member ko molle ba okay kan eri morota reke ko wolle pa GSR so akonya ko model lebe je ako wol na rata yala wolni wase mala pal pana wasifa bal bolla.
No. The last system is totally from the technique we are using is absolutely from the Netherlands, and you know that the Netherlands, Holland is one of the biggest, exporter in Europe, even though they are one of the smallest country, but we have talented people there, and we have the knowledge. So that which is much.
So alka jiu bondiro kanya. Ale pipe wala landi ba wala kayo molle ka pipe mo de ka jiu.
No. We have drip system. We have shower system. More buga jiu bondiro ke bulo.
Aka kela ko samale bina nga babanga.
Pipe wall be yele milk okay, and then pipe wall be yele fanan ka min use milk drip. drip system over here. There are several options. We have float irrigation also. We do something.
Like period-wise, like Allah FIFA will come on yadi. Coming for instance, near Kano to be like how long a world that
Kano well is the longest. Let's say Guana is the longest period. It's 4 months. But Mentamo is 81 days. They are fast growing. Kanjol 45 days. It depends on the plants, you know.
So, but if I'm on crops also, let's say, Kataria Mola Junior, coming Fenkol Nafina, Sitsol Nafina, Mayalonko, near feeder or Jeninje, Siding. No, because I think that's the fastest way. Puruke Fongo, Tarandino, Kefong Sindino,
farm managers will take care back with our nursery system. You know, you can get production very quickly because kuifonyin kamen atandi kuifonyin kamen akamen quick blood aka all the necessary treatments also to your world. The buka germination okay like directly from the soil. We bring in compost. We bring in a lot of new techniques. The one we have to modernize the system. So if I especially Jabo, it's Jabo in September, October, I Kungo. By now you are harvesting. So in Gambia system when you fall in there, it needs a particular investment.
So Nico compost, what do you mean? Compost ni wale
banko nyintinka falindro kemen kono. Komeninka atole a jamba ni mulumala. But a banko munkumala.
Alka nyamila.
Barakana akabona Europe.
Oh, akabona Europe. But how sustainable is that one?
Well, the sustainability depends on the investment what you do, and it's cost-wise. It's expensive, but you can go very quickly into production.
So what's your target? At the target, you think a capacity should like a banco base in vegetable?
No, we are far.
Can you contribute 50%?
No, we can start. We can start, but 10%? We can never. So roughly into those areas. But the thing is that if we can come together, we can speed up the percentage very rapidly because we have the people with the right technique and the knowledge, and they are well ready to come into the country to support. But we have to come together with the government and the private investors.
So do you engage the government directly? Like either you visit the Ministry of Agriculture, you wrote to them, remember then the project. Have you ever tried that?
Yes, we once wrote with the we wrote the government and from our different company, and we engaged them. We had discussions, but sometimes I think as a businessman, you have to come. You have to start. You have to make up a start. So we start independently, and we want the government to notify us, and then to recognize us in the system and also the private sector. And I think this is happening. The direction now is very, very good.
So, are you not thinking about Aliya Wolbula? Come like Nalemen currently fall bulo ko Aliya Wolbula Aliya Wolfaneta Loy Fangway, Aliya Modul Nafina. So, if I like knowledge transfer will be easier and your impact in the society also. I mean, the fast shot level to back.
No. In a more trained to be professional, you have to keep them for some time to grow because Bugatariano Wanyama. And secondly, Mia Bulafanan, he needs a financial support to stand independently. So those are also
partners probably have a funding because especially in this era of back way, funding will be in you can but I think you cannot do that without the government.
Yeah, you always need the backup with the government. You have to come together. We have to come together in any which way, and the private sector also to develop a system whereby we definitely want to participate heavily into adopting young youths, especially the boys, to make sure that we open gateway for them to back down on the backway system, because the backway is not the solution. It's not the solution.
Okay, men be jibero le commandro keno number tole me yalanko wole balla screen on indor si kwal keno wotole probably participate wala ye da bula programme nyindo si wakino le katambini nomba la mi yalon ko wala jibe kam la screen o nyindo si wakino le pour ye call ke programme nyindo drum kamunda isi go nomba nyintaro le pour ye call so Juwara kabere here surprise la outcome ni yo. Do you change your mind on the other time? Kabere na no ikoning opposition la coalition okay before 2 o'clock Baro is done with that. Do you change my mind? The data still telling them that they understand there is dissatisfaction. But if you milk ko dissatisfied, will the fam ko ko mbekate fay la Baro. Yeah. It means what dissatisfaction is metora. Still something that, it took us 22 years to realize that Jamo is not the best person for the people of this country. 22 years. So, but I'm issue based campaign mantara kiri mana coming mulka campaign kele iba ke kanne dorom bari mantara ka coming safono ko coming be campaign ke kanne ko wala mi yalon ko wala be kiri banko nyang people don't vote akamunda based on what he fall. Not in the Gambia. Hello? It's not a good pattern. We saw that in 2016. Naam, inimba. Ngejo man. Okay, Mustafa.
Mr. Demba Jawo Konton, Juwara, and the other guys, they Konton.
Ngejo.
Okay, they'll have to come to the
okay, go ahead.
Adam Baro like you know, you see that local campaign or like a proud, who may have a proud la competitive like the more may have you see, the example is just like for example, you left a bungalow, you pass on one, you got left a bungalow, okay? Yeah, you a guy at a bungalow.
Okay, network on the slow down. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Now?
Hello?
Yeah, be my can anymore. Corran. Very good. Isn't the anywhere commando Lamin Juwara? Abaraka. Ila monitoring set nyintala iba jibe kan dameng atala iba jala nyomo e sone antema abe mo ga wala program in the baga ale paralizo do Darboe great Alright, baraka, thank you. Alright, hanying commander lada. Hello? Mustafa, I definitely call Ken wala koteka. Sorry for that interruption. Hello?
Hello?
Naam? Naam?
Yo, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Control na bacha ni la panalist suru.
Ngejo.
Demba adi Jawo.
Eto ndi ani ba commander mindo?
Mbe commander wa Seattle ndo Bakar Sinalti.
Okay.
Alla mano min kadiamo atoye dande mi dem ka buluri wonto atoro ba
Juwara
Gambia no nyanta ke la moyo la paache la ngala ala license la moyo le andaka min ko wala mto nyaati wala be chere because Gambia no lu ay ko sakai kuma chelen fo wala Gambia no lu ipoka carte fay ila comme colea kan ika carte fay momo ka carte fay la ni ala kandal ite la samin la da so andunga mira politician olu e nyanta ke hakilo du baatele ya kata ye million ko tanga minje wala million ko do man dingol because of niya jube te political party law no la député ya carte fayol kasi councilol kasi tankol kasi ibuka molon di wodo iko president ya na ite fenke yena ye maram molla so jening itenata mansa funda fonto jeni be stroto billa ko ye maralote waya tara sangi lulo tambita akam de te man prepare wodo itel min man prepare min be prepare rim patil min be prepare be lorim ya dube ba ko GDC la ko UDP la ba ko PDO ISLM wala metal ibe prepare yena yela welcome ngamira wala be sone ala ni atano be banko le jaka e mantara pote e kunkil mo jeka
okay
because afana barola tambo kru e nyin sanjiro wo mu disaster
all right thank you sila
banko so ngawala so bella.
All right, thank you. I'll take command kinole katambini number me yalan ko wole balla screen o nyindo I'll see what anole probably contribute program nyindo ngani command lata. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Hello?
Naam? Alhamdulillah. Ito ndi aniwe command la mindo.
Salif.
E kama sikandi domandinge bajala ngemoy.
Go Salif no, Salif.
Salif, okay.
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
Salif
All right,
yeah, Mr. Juwali, very, very good. Yeah.
Thank you.
So conscious, and then the other guy, the university, yeah, these people, good people. I'm not sure if I like them.
Amen.
Yeah, and also, my expedition.
All right, be my country.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. I'll command kino number mi yalon ko wala ba screen on yinto wala number nyinta dro ali command kino program on yinto si command kino wala honorable kabiri ko kabiri participate e be participate kan coalition bill yinto kari NPP called down for he's very angry with us for sacking him from the government, so you know he want to revenge against us. Hello? Bakari. Hello? Hello? Okay. Kamu dari tarala si kuman roke no correct. Yeah. When
No, well, Mamira, it all about understand la, because as a Gambian I have the right to my political views. There are two aspects. Being political and being partisan are two different things.
Yeah.
Told many apex, we are definitely non-partisan.
Partisans.
Told we tried. We did due diligence. Okay. All the members are definitely.
Yeah. Sorry. Hello.
Yeah, moral kan UK.
Moro.
Alhamdulillah, ngala kachamale ngam fenke bana fenko tamba is my Mr. Juwara la analysis. But there is one thing many bafoka Allah party bank. What party bank killing? Wala ka contest almost every election come in. But Allah deputy, Allah mayor come, but that candidate come in. So I won't be external ngani ka ko kaumo kilta. Wallahi billah the land believe if we have a serious and credible task force, we can have the Barrow defeated when UDP goes on. Yeah. That is it. Because what UDP is demanding, that is one. Two, also, there is no power sharing. If whoever want to power share doesn't mean you just want a position. So what do you want? It's a lot of and there were atrocious issues. 2016 there are atrocious issues. So these are the challenges we are facing. Me, I believe Darboe cannot win. People have rejected him many times. I'm not God, but this are fact. They are using those past electoral resources to say that UDP is the biggest party, and they don't want to use those same past electoral resources to say that Darboe has been rejected 5 times. We have to be honest ourselves. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Khan. So, what's your take on that?
No, I really believe. Ntaman la mo kiliya narrative control kan kafako. Okay, ning NPP, UDP, dati jayta bako bondino. No, I do not. I believe if they have a credible task force which can slice from UDP and also slice from NPP, they can definitely upset the polls. That is also possible. That is also very, very possible. I believe in it. I don't want the narrative to be kafako. Okay, nyinte jimbondino and other issues. Still,
so but they are credible that force for Mo Jamal Kamenjivi. Okay, if there is no UDP, are those parties do they have the necessary support on the ground to be able to effect the change?
No, but swing vote la sign. Y'all know sir, yala baseline sort of 41. You don't have a baseline 46. You don't have a baseline sort of 20 something. Still, there is a potential swing vote for so kafuno nyumal but fanam back over koleala because the political leaders nyim banko kam problem kilimbe bala ni nata fo sita nim futata ka decision of nyoy. We had certain other coalition dol ka nyoy ko ni futata je would Mama Kande want to surrender a la popularity that he made, because we see him pull out in 2016 when the coalition but that pull out was in fact in the competitive advantage of this time. Are we not from Besonala that third front? From Mama Kande is ready to compromise a tested 105,000 votes to give it to any order of those people. Is he ready for that? So for Fana SNA. So hello Fana is difficult. Yeah. Major work.
And the program of the Jerry.
Abaraga.
I'm gonna opinion on Menti. Come on, Laka Chakono. I mentioned the Wolomco. Gambia election cycle and data bidder. Always alone it always comes with controversial. Controversy. Because more claim there is no free and fair election in Gambia. Hanya terita mungkin kata aku bukan pilih. Pada akan mempu against the incumbent. He is always the second. Padam ada malakalu for UDP ada malakalu as opposition. Kita mau buka contest as opposition. Several opposition on lekalu. But near incumbent politics. The malakata on the high scale. It's UDP. So definitely, the Kapuko UDP is the biggest party we are one of the donors. It's the biggest party. Because after the incumbent, UDP always adalagata above 20%, 25%, 30%. Okay. Opposition the Malaka Soja. UDP call. So Nico one monkey, you want to downplay their claim go, they are the biggest opposition party. You are not fair to them.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay. When you comment a lot. Hello? 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 Even here, I think Gambia participate La Fenco, which was also contracted by Sepras. Sepras Layake. The polls were showing us that indication that if this third front comes, there is a potential that they can do something. So vele fana yo fana bondi na mole. So ntewo match out lang a bondi in the equation just because NPP have a narrative that they want to control and also UDP also have a narrative that they want to control. There is a possibility of a third front, if they are serious with it. Hello?
Yeah. Mr. Juwara control, Jawo and agriculturist.
Okay.
And the last respond to one of the policies allow for I mean for. Got them I for California. I have put I think that is misleading.
Okay.
Darboe Horticulturist is not ready for power sharing. Nobody, no UDP, I don't know. Even supporter, I would not say that go. UDP will not power sharing with other political parties. Go flat BRC. That is non-negotiable. Okay. So I take a comment like UDP will not to share power with other political parties. That is misleading. I don't know when they have been saying this. Oh, you have a lot of expertise in other political parties, and they need those on top of what they have already to develop the Gambia. It could be anybody, any political party in the Gambia. What we are saying is go. In 2026 presidential election, Darboe for Kawula to go. Flag PRC, primary line for flag PRC is non-negotiable. That one is clear. And that's our position. Even a mayor supporter like me, that is my position. Because looking into the political terrain right now in the Gambia, there are other things for the Gambian let us stop thinking about the bush in the killer.
Alright, thank you.
You understand? It's a Gambia. The past 30 years, just 5 years, they put things in the right footing. Gambians do not want to understand that. Then there is something more to that.
Alright, thank you.
So I always put our hands on the deck. When you let us join the big opposition party, make a problem for Kanyame. The government in because it's going to be in the of the political parties.
Alright, thank you. Hello?
Jawara Minister Jawo.
Okay.
Ani Budori. Yeah. Comme même bi jende men jenito. Wala mo nyindi ko. Dala nyamara mo fon ka ko men jefa. Because ko hani Darboe, for example, Darboe ye UDP la major kile Darboe sile pra kila flag biara. Ya understand? Darboe is a lead. So what is the point ko? Hani Darboe sota ko ani mo dole la nyoga. Ndol fana be bulala Darboe no more ni man satisfy one. You understand? But some other people, when they are local, see at it, it will go into an Pulka. But you want to get a Pulka. You understand? So, I do Darboe Memphis is clear. More expert here. Nana, Yapanko on the bed, Yabo work. But I come on Yalon Kalina table for just opposition. Because more than the Jango, will found Yalon the Patio Carlo, but in the mood, the mother. You understand? So it almost if I summon the Yafu Minister Personal Dial. Some minister the Fengela Jang, Henry Gomez Raja. I got a parliament, I got question answer. For the number of my minister. You understand? So it almost if I summon now when a position on Alia for the sake of coalition, Alieta, put a position on the money. No. What the hell? Metagram Yoro Indigo. Don't tell us what Gambia live. Don't understand Gambia. Control ka batame face down scale Gambia no phone go face down but control le pol dafa so mano bandale mako ni do mako ni ndol be diam la moli ne kanto fa UDP ndama ndra UDP so ko kanko Darboe pray win ko be ko sonol so la hani batame be mulka left wole ko Gambia you understand so nim baro fa nay ma understand ko na nyate UDP be la ñu kan amake forcer yena nam de de nyato ko din pare ite nyande blame mo radio automat do nyande blame mo radio automat nyaten de banko bon you understand Darboe ka 5 years da malgré the Mali commitment of political parties in for 5 years. The Mali you understand? And when they Darboe na kala kauni fengera. So ning bona je next after 2031. Mo mo ite fay. You understand? Nya banko ni war foundation or builder. You know, but more than you know ha UDP Darboe because anu mo be Gambia tol be out be alon de ko. Ya jamela time wallahi billahi mo mo yin ka bani ala tem mo fole. Abe ba fole karre fo bi katri. Alright. Ni karanal ben kare ka ko Darboe ka election lose. 5 election mo ki ñu ka fo ko. Election bi ka tilim no. What kind of
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. Kamunda, what will have a mul jamfara? But I think you want to react to something?
No. Any kanum for NPP called Kamfalang Kam. Because I mean, everybody is political. Political. But in all, we are non-partisan. Mahani particularly support. Wala non-tol ngamiraleko. We are the right people. Pursi patil na tinyola. Because na independence is, well known to everybody. So wala na, honestly, I have nothing against President Barrow and all NPP, but the thing is, this is a popular demand, we need changes in this country because Bangkok definitely there is need for changes. Well, and all, we are trying to see how best we can be able to participate or changes or know that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you for coming. Juwara, do you have anything?
Until I come drawing the curtains around there, the data fintitale and I nyingaro kele to the people as to Menesekeno for whether they want the change or they want the status quo to remain. But the footings are there. So even near Colsol Dronjet that is coming is still showing a more divided opposition front than seeing a potential issue, which more or less. But I think also the opposition leaders are the most important people.
There's a part in the survey, it says
social media
within the opposition. Niajibe UDP is leading, followed by APRC, no to Ireland, then you have all of these parties. Some are saying that is a determinant, put a coalition on the base on that. Because if UDP is leading, then they have the biggest force on the ground. Why not the others join them? But now, like coming Moral Kanla Diamo, and Darboe is rejected 5 times, and they don't have issues with supporting a candidate, but they don't think Darboe can win.
Hayalong 2 patterns lebije jara. People here don't only vote for the candidate that they want. Sometimes they vote against candidates as well. So all what we want is whether we want change of Barrow's regime. Ni lafta walla, the polls are there as I have what they should do. And a coalition backed by UDP and all other support is definitely a coalition that can offset the polls. That indication is there. But whether also, kasi indafana ma understand nimbe coalition kolto, politics is capital, and the capital is human, more. More. So nintela jama financiate taba kole alale ka fanya ko be tuje ite na lante kang over what? Looking at the psychological shock UDP in Soto after bringing their own barrow in the coalition, but at resigned another form. We've seen UDP Kuyata Nyame for NPP formed out of that. So Darboe is having that shock. Whether he is going to trust any of these people to look at A from that to say, okay, lead, I will give you the back that you need. But for other parties also are ready to say, okay, for the first time, I'll be a kafunyokang, because I did not think, I stand to be corrected. Whether there is at any time in which the entire opposition give force to Darboe alone in our electoral cycle of all these 5 Fenko. So woman test.
It's not tested.
It's not tested yet. So that opportunity is there. So I'll tell Minfangafako, okay, Ninga Lundata win la, and you are in the opposition.
The coalition is not going to win. And there is no numerical data, facts to that effect.
So I don't want to be, I don't want to become part of the other gang that is too superstitious to say Darboe Nentekela president. Imagine whoever thought Barrow would ever be president to remove Jamo here. 1996, call any of the successors to give you that prediction.
Even Barrow never thought.
Even Barrow himself never thought.
Even in Senegal, I mean, their president, before the election, he was in prison.
So, sometimes, for certain issues, it is left to the people. It has to be left I'm telling you, if they disintegrate, they would campaign for Barrow to remain in power. I will tell you this. Ni opposition money like Castle play well. They would in fact campaign for Barrow to be in power. So, yes.
Yes, Sidawo, every minute for the Moli, many Alanko will never give it.
Alhamdulillah, after the information on Kika, we are here, we are ready to work for national development and especially the agricultural sector. We are ready to work with the government, we are ready to work with the private sector to make sure that we bring a meaningful development in the agricultural sector.
So do you want to share your contact with the public?
Yes, I will be ready to share my contact. My contact is for those abroad 220-7746-114. For the ones here is 7746-114.
I forgot it. Remember Gambia. I think that will be easy.
Yeah, 7746-114.
7746-114.
7746-114.
Thank you so much for coming. Allah baraka back atal membe jibero la fo talata nala inshallah ngamurna ngana ka nimmo ko tengol ngana banko la ko ka nyam Allah baraka back ala jibero.
Hello! There's a new update from your favorite GSM operator, Africell.
For all of you that have struggled to buy cash power beyond $7,000, Africell has done it again. The limit to buy cash power is now up to $30,000. Oh yes, $30,000.
Buy all the cash power you want from your AfriMoney account by dialing *777#.
Where Africell goes, nobody dares to follow.
It's an amazing offer. Africell mobile money just got way better. The threshold for cash in and cash out on your AfriMoney has been increased.
Where it used to be 10,000 per transaction, now it has been increased to 30,000. Meaning your AfriMoney account, you can now withdraw and deposit up to $30,000 at once.
Cashing in and out just got 3 times easier. For more info, call 777.
Where Africell goes, nobody dares to follow.
Looking for the perfect home away from home in the Gambia? Welcome to BC's Residence, your ideal short-stay apartment in the heart of Bundung. Whether you're visiting for business, pleasure, or an extended stay, BC's Residence offers you the comfort, convenience, and privacy you deserve. Enjoy spacious, well-appointed accommodations in a peaceful neighborhood just behind Nusrat High School. Our residence combines modern amenities with authentic Gambian hospitality, ensuring your stay is both comfortable and memorable. At BC's Residence, you are not just booking a room, you're finding your perfect base to explore all that the Gambia has to offer. Ready to book your stay? Contact us today. +220-941414 bcsresidence@gmail.com. BC's Residence, Bundung, behind Nusrat High School. Your comfort is our priority.
Traveling has never been this simple in the Gambia. Oh yes, you don't need to visit the GTSC depot just to get a ticket. Just download the Yonna Wallet app today and enjoy hassle-free bookings. With Yonna Wallet, you can buy your GTSC bus ticket right from your phone, anytime, anywhere. From Kanifing to Dakar, Dakar to Banjul, or upcountry routes like Kanifing to Basse and Basse to Banjul, Yonna Wallet has you covered. No queues, no stress. Just safe, fast, and convenient ticketing at your fingertips. Choose comfort. Choose convenience. Choose GTSC with Yonna Wallet. Yonna Wallet. Your money, your way. GTSC. Moving the nation forward. For more information, please call 1124 or 221-1668.
diwli lanni maaro lanni
fop lanni
awa joni mi anda honno gerdeten e ngal ɗo sabu e ngal ɗo Ibrahima jonnal taw joni mi anda se yahay kapitiki ñawloɗen ha humpodire e makko est ce que on noon e warude
waɗen no awa
ane kore Ibrahima ma ko to woni
mo Amérique
ko Amérique a woni kadi humpitaki fiɓe musidɓe men Baluwo ɓe andanɗa kala ko wawɗa wonde e aduna o si a rewi e juuɗe maɓɓe a jonnay ɗo dépassement o Gambia hara no weeɓi a yahata kadi taw ko mbuɗi ɗin no ƴawi walla no jippi ɓe haalantama ko kala ko falɗa ko sengo ñamete ili nebba maaro basal pomme de terre kala ko rewi ɗon a hendoto hara no weeɓi kadi wona ɗum ɗon tu ɓe jonnira e mobile phone siko ɗum kadi laptop kala ko wayrode juɓe hay kasbawa ɓe wawma jonnude kadi sa fala humpitade ko weeɓi ƴetti Google account ma joni data ton waɗa download app maɓɓe on ayiyay kala ko humpima e maɓɓe ton ɓe weeɓiyama
ka wonɗa wo e aduna on
kala ko wawɗa
a jonnanayi wonɗo ka leydi men Gambia ɗo dépense
hara no weeɓi hama si ɗum non fof no neeɓi immoɗen joni mi ɗowtama ka place maɓɓe jan
waɗen joni
iya heɓa ko falaɗa
waɗen kisam
Jamano Money Transfer Bureau de Change, your go-to option when it comes to money transfer. With Jamano, you can send money from anywhere in the world to your family and loved ones in the Gambia and be sure the funds will be delivered to them within the shortest time possible. For your convenience, funds sent through Jamano Money Transfer can be picked from all the banks and multiple other financial institutions, including Ajib Bank, Trust Bank, GT Bank, Mega Bank, Basic Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and approved services. Visit our head office at Bruceby opposite AfricMed next to Trust Bank Limited, or email us at info@jamanomt.com. You can as well call us on 310-3050 or 310-3051, or yet still 733-0688. Our opening hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. Diamano Money Transfer, your most trusted money transfer service where customer satisfaction is paramount. When you think of a simple, fast, and reliable money transfer, think Diamano Money Transfer.